listeners. How do you feel, besties? I know we all feel the same thing right now, feeling so sad, hurt, empty because the cook has left for military service. Even although it's still just a notification, but at the time it has made me cry over. It's all because I really love them. But the time is still better because sometimes we can't see smile again because the cook hasn't really left yet. We can sometimes still see their figure at the airport or in their post. And we can even still see them live, especially Taehook at the time often does live, even though it's short. But its real works becomes medicine for all longing for him. And especially at the time, there was Taekook's moment on the PDD concert DVD, although this is not new moments, but we were very happy when we saw Taekook's moments togetherness at the concert. Even though it's been a long time, but at least we can know and see how and what Taekook was doing behind the scenes at the time. For this video, I will make it separately. Feeling a situation or mood like this, even though I'm still sad and crying thinking about Taekook leaving. However, when I continued watching Taekook's moments, it turned out that it was able to cure my longing and ease the pain and tightness in my chest, even if only a little. So that makes me think, when Taekook was serving their military service, I will still make videos about them. The videos about them that I deleted, I'll re-upload, and maybe I'll make videos about Taekook's moment that I haven't met yet. At the time, I feel a little confidence that maybe when Taekook really left, my heart could be a little stronger facing that separation. But it turned just when I saw that car entering the training center, I was already crying uncontrollably. It's really hard to see that. Oh no, this is so hard. And also, there is one more thing makes my heart hurt even more about Taekook, whose heart and their feelings are actually also hurt just like us. Because apart from Taekook having to be separated from family, friends, and also army, the hardest thing for them is they have to be separated from each other, whereas all this time they have always been together. But about Taekook, who actually always want to be together and doesn't want to be separated or far from each other, I will discuss that in a separate video. After several days of living without updates from Taekook, honestly, my feelings are increasingly mixed. If I remember that Taekook is currently serving in the military, when I wake up from my sleep in the middle of the night, I usually check my cell phone to see is there any notification from Taekook. But now there are no more notification from them. And also, I always miss them so much. So that's what made me cry again. Besides that, when Cookie and the other members took Tae and Namjoon to military training center, as usual, because it's an official event, and of course, there are company cameras there. So, to capturing a moments of interaction between Taekook will definitely not be easy. Different with Taekook, who has interaction limits, but with other members, they don't have the interaction limits. So they're free to interact and even hug with other members in front of the company camera. If we pay attention to the habits of the members, when they company members who will serve in the military, usually they will stroke or hold the head of the each member and they will also hug each other. And here it's actually the same. We can see there are times they stroke or hold the member's head will undergo military service, and because at the time the member who would undergo military service was Taejun, so they did that to Taejun too. Cookies seen stroking Namjoon's hair or head, and they also hugs each other. Then Jimmy stroked his hair or head, and they also hugged each other. And here, Taejun also hugs each other. Then, where's the interaction between Taekook? Because if we pay attention, it seems like in the video, the company is focusing more on the four members who haven't yet served in the military. But why isn't there Taekook? Did the company deliberately cut or hide Taekook's moment scene? Or maybe Taekook had previously received warning or rejection from the company, as they often do, because the relationship between Taekook is always fine, and they even posted about his first time with Cookie. So maybe this moment was deliberately cut or not shown by the company. Another possibility, of course, because of the restriction. Because for Taekook, the company often does that. Even in the last life of the four of them, before the military service, Taekook was still separated. But I'll discuss that in a separate video. But even though we can see the moment Taekook hugs each other and stroke each other's hairs or head directly, we know that Taekook has done that even many times in their home because they are always together. Before they go to military service, they must have made special time for quality time together. I think Tay was the first to know that Cookie had saved his hair, and so did Cookie. So, of course, they already stroked each other hair or heads while spending time together. From this post showing their said hair, even settlers, we can know that when they were spending time together, they also did the same thing as that. And to give a hint that actually, when they are together, they also do that. Shirtless, stroking each other's hair and hugging each other. They wanted to spill about what they were doing, but if they did it at this house or Cookie's house, it wouldn't be possible for them to do. So they had an idea. They made a FaceTime, and Cookie agreed to what they wanted. Whereas previously, as we know, Cookie didn't want to show his sad head. Cookie tried hard not to show it to us, especially openly.
아이씨. 차.
But suddenly, they posted about it on an Insta story, which not only showed their safe head, but also showed that they were also shirtless, and both of them were also wearing glasses. Doesn't the proof that when they wanted Cookie or both of them to show their sad head, Cookie who didn't want to show it openly at first, but because they wanted it, Cookie was willing to show it. Also, when they asked him to be shirtless and wear glasses, Cookie did too. And as I said earlier, I think it was Salt's idea, and Cookie, who couldn't refuse what they wanted, without hesitation obeyed what they wanted. Moreover, they both knew that, especially in the last moment before they were about to carry out military service, the company always tried to keep them away and still impose restriction on them. And not only that, company also made several fan service programs for Cookie and Jimin, and Taekook or Cookie, who still has a contract with the company, can only obey what the company wants. However, with based on mutual trust between the two of them, even though they can be together in the program created by the company, their hearts and feelings are always together. Even in their mind, there's only each other. And what they posted is a manifestation of how solid the Cook's relationship is, which is always strong and not easily shaken, even though they are often separated. In other words, they want to show that their relationship is a real relationship, which is not an fake service or made by a company. Even though there is Jimin, who is Tae's close friends, only Cookie gets special attention from Tae because their relationship is not just an ordinary friendship, but a special relationship between two people who love each other. So Tae knows who he should be prioritized. Of course, according to Tae, he should have done this to encourage and show his attention to the person he loves and show everyone that their relationship is always fine. This treatment of Cookie was really sweet. It made me melt, but also touch. Also by this, when they posted several pictures on Weverse, she also didn't forget to post a picture of himself who was with Bob, which makes it clearer about his special relationship with Cookie and his close relationship with Bam too. And in this picture, we can see how close, intense, and happy they are when they could spend time together at Cookie's house. And coincidentally, at the time, Bam was also there, and they or Cookie deliberately immortalized the moment. This kind of thing also make me happy, but also sad. Happy because I see this with attitude or treatment who not only give attention to Cookie but also to Bum, but sad because they have to be separated or far from each other. Because fan service moments they are often made by company, it involves Cookie with other members. There will definitely be people who misunderstood. They might think the Taekook is no longer together, even though their thinking is completely wrong. And Tae, who is always brave and loud in showing his relationship with Cookie, posted about their first time to show that his relationship with Cookie is still going well and harmoniously. After all, even though Taekook's interaction looked to be not as free as their interaction with other members, we can clearly see that actually, whenever there is an opportunity, Taekook still always want to be close together, pay attention to each other, and even touch or hug each other. Here, Cookie seemed to be trying to hide his sadness at having to be separated from the person he really loves, which is usually always fills his days and was the most comfortable and safest place for him. From the expression on his face, even though Cookie is trying to smile, we can see that actually it's a fake smile to cover up his sadness. Moreover, if we pay attention, actually, Cookie also seems to always want to be near Tae. Even here, as usual, Cookie looks faithfully waiting for Tae with full of love until what Tae has done is finished so that he can still be with Tae. But even though Cookie tries to smile, it was clear that it was a smile to hide his bitterness because actually his heart was so sad and hurt. This looks so hurtful because here, even though Cookie or Taekook actually also want to interact and hug each other, but it seems like they can't do it. Moreover, when we see them trying to avoid eye contact with each other, the purpose is definitely because they won't be able to control their outbursts of sadness if they look at each other directly. But they knew Cookie was waiting for him and was also staring at him. At first, he only saw it from the corner of his eye, but then he tried to give his attention to Cookie. But Cookie also wanted to avoid eye contact with Tae. When he knew Tae would look at him, he tried not to look at Tae. And even though there are cameras there, and Tae is also seen looking at the camera. even though we can see them hugging each other. However, we can see that they is still trying to give Cookie a small hug as a form of attention and his love for Cookie. And Cookie is seen responding and doing the same. Then, when it was time for the group pictures, Cookie, who always wanted to be close to Tae, of course, chose to be next to Tae. And when he got the opportunity to pose like that, grips his arm, Cookie looks like he didn't want to waste that moment. His arms seemed to be gripping Tae's arm so tightly, as if he was reluctant to let go, and Tae, who knew this, tried to respond so that Cookie would know that he also felt the same way. And even though here, Taekook can sit close together, Tae in the front row and Cookie in the back row. But when it came time to say goodbye again, Tae was sitting in the front row at the time, immediately got up and walked toward the back, passing many people toward in the direction where Cookie was. Even though they had to pass with the other members first, but they didn't seem to stop there for too long, but instead immediately straight toward Cookie. When they arrived at where Cookie was, Cookie immediately stroked his head and possibly also give him a hug, even if it was just a small hug. And it could be that they also did the same thing. But unfortunately, we can see it clearly. Only after that, they approached Cheho, who was near Cookie, and Cookie was seen releasing his hand, which was previously holding or hugging Tae. Cookie was forced to release his hand from Tae, but his gaze didn't stop staring at Tae. And when they had to leave that place, Taewon took the time to look at the people he left behind, especially Cookie, of course.
See you next time. Taekook forever. Forever. Taekook forever. Forever.